Yo, what's good, bro? What's good? What's cracking with you?
What's crack-a-lacking, bro? What's crack-a-lacking?
And it's time to get this shit cracking, crack-a-lacking with the crack juice. You feel what I'm saying?
Fuck it.
What's been going on with you this week, man?
Man, I've been really taking it easy, man. You know, we ready to head south tomorrow. I'll be gone for a week. But, man, I just been trying to relax.
That's what's cracking, bro. That's what's cracking. Well, you know, today we got a pretty interesting topic, bro. Let me see if I can bring it up on the screen. I've been trying to make sure, you know, I ain't done this in a while. We usually have our topics and everything ready to go, you know, and all that bullshit. And I've been slipping on my bullshit, you know what I mean? So I got to get back on it. So today's topic, check it out, bro. To death do us part, has marriage lost its values?
Here we go again. Where they at? Come on, where you have us at? Let's go.
Yeah. Listen, G. They want to come. I think that's probably why they didn't come today. And this probably would have been the best day for them to come, G, because, you know, a lot of the topics that we're going to discuss today, honestly, bro, I'm sort of 50-50 caught in between on all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you first off, what is your impression about the current state of marriage, the current state of dating, the current state of the relationship between men and women? Now, I want to make this very clear today. I know we have a lot of our, you know, people that live other type of lifestyles.
This is about dick and pussy shit today.
Yeah, we on dick and pussy shit today.
We on dick and pussy shit today. Y'all know.
I want to hear nobody jumping up talking about no gay rights today. I understand gay rights, but we don't give a fuck about that today. We talking about folks they supposed to get married, men and women, you know, and I'm not understanding folks of the same sex get married too. But today we talking about niggas and bitches. That's the best way I can put it.
Because I can't relate to same-sex marriage, so I don't know what that's like.
Neither. I can't even speak on that. That's not my lifestyle. Now,
not my lane.
Now, if a couple of our other late, you know, co-hosts called in, they might have something to say about that shit. I think,
you know,
maybe somebody else dips and slips in the same boat. You know, I don't. I need hallelujah. I mean, I felt that in my shando, bro. I felt that deep down in my shando. You know, because listen, G, I want to hear first of all, what is your impression, period, about the current state of marriage? Let's start there. What is your current process when it comes to the state of marriage? Hey, Jamie, baby, how you feeling?
Bullshit. That's what I pretty much think. Bullshit. That's the state of it to me right now. It's bullshit. Because I'm starting to see a lot. It seems like a lot of people doing this shit like it's a fad now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a thing to do. Fuck, let's get married. They don't give no fuck about no vows. They ain't take none of this shit serious. It's that girls is married, that boys is married, they woo. You know what I'm saying? The dating scene around this motherfucker now, I just don't even understand. So I don't know how they even get to that point. I'm curious. I would love to hear some input on that shit tonight. That's because this dating game, man, I told you, I say it all the time, man. I'm still on the shit, write a letter, check the box type shit.
Yeah. Do you like me? Yes, no, or maybe. Like,
I'm direct. I don't do all that. Oh, we go out a few times, then we fuck a few times, and then all of a sudden you run around talking about I'm your nigga.
Talk that shit, bro.
I don't do that type of shit.
And you know what? It's crazy because with that statement that you just made, it's like time.
So Miss Jamie, I didn't see.
Everybody want to go through these little motions to decide whether you like something or not. I'd be like, yo, when you decide you want to go buy a car and you got the money to go buy it, you don't sit there and debate and sit there and talk about some. Let me see if I can come back and test drive it for 3 more weeks to see if I like it. No, if you like that motherfucker, you buy it instantly. Correct?
Period.
That's what I want to know. All right, we're gonna get off it too. I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna let you determine. Are we gonna start from the side of the people that want to tell us about how to stay married, or do we want to start with why folks aren't fucking around with each other? I'm gonna let you make that decision, boss.
I need to know why what needs to be done to stay married. I got a general idea, but because at the end of the day, I ain't trying to. Man, it's such a difficult situation because now it's very hard. I even think if you've been married 10 years, you still ain't been in there long enough to know what really you may not have hit no real major roadblock type shit. Even in 10 years. I like to hear from motherfuckers 20, 30 years in the game, some motherfuckers that got some real shit vested.
Okay.
Got some shit vested in this marriage.
I'm going to ask you one more question. Do you want to hear from the celebrity side of it, or do you want to hear from a vintage African-American couple? I'm talking about the brother was so old school, he had his good head. Nigga never put no perm shit in this shit. Now this shit was still fresh, bro.
Yeah, I need to hear from them type of motherfuckers. Fuck them entangled ass big people.
No, they're not entangled. No, these are the other couples are couples that have been together for at least 5 to 10 years and telling us how to stay together. Because you said we wanted to start with the stay together. I'm trying to figure out which clip I want to go with. I want to go with the old heads, or do I want to go with something a little bit more around the spectrum where we got younger and older folks telling us how to do this? How you want to
you can mix it up if you got both. Give me a little bit of both. I would be interested to see that.
Okay, we're gonna this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna start it off and we're gonna kick it off from the older perspective and listen to, because I think this is the thing. We have gotten away from the older perspective thought of a relationship, making it work and all that good shit, right? So I think that's where we should start this conversation. Here we go.
We've been doing marriage enrichment seminars all over the country. And from one to another, we find these people who were on the verge of a divorce, planning to divorce or doing something about a divorce, and have found that there is a better way. And there is another way, especially if you put your agenda aside and think in terms of the other person. Put the other person first.
That's, again, this giving thing. Mm-hmm. I think there's another way to state it that goes something like this. At no point is your crushing or overcoming your partner to the partner's detriment worth a marriage. And a lot of people discover after they divorce that divorce was a much more expensive, a much more difficult route than what they could have done if they had worked at marriage. We've actually had people to say to us, well, we came here fully expecting to go ahead and separate and divorce, and we're not going to do it now. People in earlier generations were dependent, and once women became independent and had to stay there and take all that crap, they started breaking away. I think it's also true that entirely too many people these days have not seen a decent marriage. We had a couple of ex-son-in-laws who told me on long-distance phone, you brought your child up in an unreal world. Whenever things start coming apart, she thinks the world is going to end. She doesn't know how to hold her own in a conflict. I wasn't about to apologize for not demonstrating war in front of my kids, but he seemed to think that, both of them seemed to think that there was something false or contrived about our not feuding and fussing, but it isn't. I mean, our minds just work together. We team taught a course in a seminary in Pittsburgh Theological Presbyterian Seminary. And one day the class stopped and said, this is the first time we've ever seen any situation where one of them starts the sentence and the other one finishes it. And it happens over and over again, and we had never paid any attention.
You've done it several times. In case you haven't noticed, you have done it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you have. Yes.
I know. What did you think about what he had to say? Oh, what the couple had to say, bro?
It was interesting, especially when he hit the part about, you know what I'm saying, people that don't realize that it's a song. It's cheaper to keep her. And I don't think people, you know what I'm saying, and that's what called me, because it's real easy for a motherfucker to come up with $150, $200 to go file for that divorce. Because, you know, some of us aren't in that bracket in marriage where we have shit to divvy up. You know what I mean? Most of us still get in the situation where we got shit that you came with, shit that I came with. And that's what we lead with. You know, it ain't too much common shit. So that was real interesting that he was like, we just gonna fuck it, we gonna work it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's good shit. That's where I'm at.
And see what got me was when he was like, people don't think that, you know, they think we crazy because we don't really argue like that. Because they are, what he said was, because we are one.
One. Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the fuck am I arguing with myself for if this is my better half? Because if you think about it, okay, let's look at today's topic, till death do us part. Okay. That is one of the vows that we grew up on as far as marriage goes. That's one of the main, if you think about marriage, what's going on, Nada? And Jamie, listen, when you think about it, to death do us part is the one thing that when you were kids, that was the first thing that you remembered about a fucking wedding. You know it was a wedding, but you know it was one thing that you was waiting on till death do us part. So this is my question. When has it become, I'm just gonna marry you until I ain't happy no more, or the shit just ain't going the way I want it to go, or I'm unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is the major difference between yesterday's relationship and today's relationships. Because in today's relationship, it is very common and it's very well known for people just to give up. Give up because work or money. Give up because, you know, lifestyle changes. One, you know, if you go from being a broke couple to being somebody with money, then people change then. If you go from having money to not having money, people change then. So where is it that when you decide that, all right, I'm gonna go through this process of getting married, that this person that I'm gonna ask to marry me, I'm really going to be with them till death do us part? Come on, talk to me, bro.
When you get that mindset out of your mind that once you married her, you got her. That's what we got to get to. We got to get that mindset. We don't, and I can, well, as men, sometimes what we tend to do is the whole thing. When you love her, you get her, you marry her, and then you think that's it. Till them hard times hit, and then you realize, now you really got to put in some work. And then you find out that she more or less like, man, I can't deal with this. It's been 2 weeks. I'm not feeling this. I'm just not, I gotta go. Ain't no more. Let's work this out. Let's talk this out. Let's do this. Let's do that. You know what I'm saying? It's so much easier. Like we've been saying, it's just so much easier for a motherfucker to leave. Motherfuckers leave and don't even get officially divorce. They just leave and they because they done left and they ain't together no more and they've been separated for 8 years and they're divorced. That's not legal. It's not a legal divorce. You know what I'm saying?
They're separated.
That's a separation. You know what I'm saying? And within that, you know what I'm saying? That's why you'll never truly know your mate 100%, I don't believe. Unless y'all started very, very young and y'all made that shit work. But to really truly know your mate, it's an ongoing, marriage is an ongoing, it's like a continuous dating cycle. You know what I'm saying? You got to constantly learn your mate. Shit changes every day. Women, if you fellas, you marry your girl at 30, 20. Say y'all get married when y'all in your 20s. Guess what? You ain't experienced the fact yet that she gonna hit the mood swings when she get 40 if y'all blessed to see them 20 years. You got to be prepared for that. Because you ain't never went through it. it's just, sometimes I don't think we've ever experienced people when they're at their lowest or when they're at their most vulnerable point, to the fact that we don't know how they're going to react. So if they don't react the way we want them to, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And it causes problems. Well, you don't talk to me, and you don't do this. Oh, well, when I talk to you, you don't ever listen, or you always say this, or you always say that. It's an ongoing process, because that can even be fixed. A motherfucker feel like you ain't listening to him, I sit there and I can shut the entire fuck up until you finish and actually listen to you. I couldn't do that before. That was hard for me to do.
What's going on, Miss Nita? What's going on? I see we got us a new guest in here. I'm gonna let her say something else to me before I give her a shout out. You gotta speak to me at least twice before I give you a shout out on this motherfucker. All right, check this out. We about to run into our next clip. There is Miss Kimberly. Where is the queen?
Hey, Queenie.
Queenie, get your ass in here, nigga. This is the next clip. This is the one I was talking about. It's different couples, but they're talking about what it takes in order for them to be together. Here we go.
It has to be a true partnership, and you have to really, really like and respect the person that you're married to, because it is a hard road. I mean, that's what I tell young couples. Don't expect it to be easy. Melding two lives and trying to raise others and doing it forever. I mean, yeah, that's a recipe made for disaster. So there are highs and lows, but if in the end you can look him in the eye and say, I like you, and you know, I stopped believing at love in first sight. I think you go through that wonderful love stage, but when it gets hard, you need a little bit more.
People don't always marry the everyday. They marry the kind of now, kind of wow, and then it gets to the every single day. The going to bed, the waking up, the taking the getting the groceries, taking out the garbage, and loving each other through that. And I remember telling a friend of mine who was about to get married, I said, your marriage doesn't start when you say I do. Your marriage starts when you look over at your partner and you want to kill them. You looking at them going, for seconds or sometimes minutes or longer, you're thinking, I cannot believe I married this human being. They are driving me crazy. And then the next minute you say, I love them more than anything and I'm sticking with it.
If you don't have a purpose for your relationship, and pretty much anything, it's like, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a place that you're going, something that you want to accomplish, something you want to do, you can really get lost in the murk of the journey.
There has to be a vision for...
There has to be a vision, right?
Yes. Right.
So why are we together? You know, it's like, I mean, you fine, you know. You know, but as an answer for why two spirits would join together and decide to travel this perilous journey of life together, fine, or you can cook, or you keep the house protected, that's really not enough. There's so much more that you have to be dedicated to.
Because we're two big beings that came together.
Yes.
And I had my vision and he had his. And so we had to join it. And so we decided...
You just do what she said. You know?
Basically, that's the vision.
I think you get a great sense of is your relationship with Jay-Z. You balance being the fierce, independent woman with obviously a woman who also adores and loves her man.
Absolutely. And I would not be the woman I am if I did not go home to that man. And it just gives me such a foundation. And
how has he helped you?
On so many levels. You know, we were friends first for a year and a half before we went on any date, on the phone for a year and a half. And that foundation is so important in a relationship. And just to have someone that you just like, you know, is so important.
Hi, YouTubers. I'm excited to give...
Shut up, Oprah. Okay. Now, what did you feel about that, bro?
That was kind of interesting, from the simple fact of variation of relationships from the president and the first lady. They were, I don't know much about Viola Davis and her husband. I didn't even know her little ugly ass was married, to be honest. But now let me stop. But shit, I didn't know much about her. But the fact listening to Obama and Michelle talk, because I know they were together for they've been together for some extended time. They was broke down together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they wrote the tracks from the rooter to the tutor, from nothing to being to the most popular couple possibly in the world.
From the rooter from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? And Jay and Beyonce's marriage shows a difference, another side, because and Will and Jada's, because they're celebrities that were before they met already,
right?
Established and popping. You know what I'm saying? So when they got together, I can almost imagine that might even been a little bit harder.
Oh yeah. Nigga, can you imagine having Beyonce as your wife, nigga, and having to holler at her, knowing that half the fucking country wants to holler at her, and then on the opposite side, all the females that wanted to holler at Big Lip J just because he was Big Lip J and he was becoming whole J? Come on, man.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole, even Jada and Will, the same difference. It caused them to have to try to have an open marriage because and I feel in my mind that came about because of what we was just talking about.
Bring your mic down a little bit.
She got fans, he got fans. You dig what I'm saying? They had these fans before they even got together.
Yep.
So, you know, it's like, that melting pot they brought together was like, I see how they ended up in the entanglement. She fine, no homo. Will is a handsome gentleman. So that's, you know, on Beyonce and Jay level, that nigga looked like a camel. She looked like she cold.
She was the star. And when they first got together, everybody said, "What the fuck is she seeing in this nigga?"
In this nigga. Like, and then the nigga that got worse. Now he got these crazy ass dreads. And that's my nigga though. I fuck with Jay. That's my favorite rapper. So. But yeah, you know, I just think at the end of the day, even when we see clips of, I always pay attention. When I pay attention to the shit, I don't look at what goes well. I try to analyze what goes wrong and see how much of what goes wrong in most relationships do I see that goes wrong in my own relationship. And you'll be shocked how much of it is the same. Biggest one being communication. That's a big, especially for me. Like, I can't take, it's difficult for me to deal with somebody that can always want you to hear their point, but they don't ever want to hear your shit. You know what I'm saying? That irritates the shit out of me because I literally, when I'm listening, when we're conversating, I am literally listening and hanging on to your every word because I know me. Now, if you ask me a question, you can tell, I'm not a good poker player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my face show it all, G. I know.
Yeah, so like, if you talking to me and you ask me and for you to ask me am I listening to you? I wasn't listening to you. I already tell because I know my face that gave you the reason for you to ask me am I listening to you? Because you seen it in my face, and 9 times out of 10, I probably wasn't. And it just depends on situations why I wanted to hear what you said or why I didn't.
Well, I know we're about to get a little interested now because we're about to listen to a male's perspective from a male that we all know did not have successful relationships early on, but he says he has the love of his life. So we're gonna listen to Mr. Steve Harvey just for a quick second.
I thought you were about to say Kevin Samuels. I was about to say
no. See, you gotta let me get to where I'm going. God damn.
Like, no, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I hope, bro.
Mr.
I was
Mr.
sitting
I
here
be listening. Mr. I be listening.
Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, Lord, please don't let bro bring out Kevin Samuels. Please don't let him, because this is about to blow up.
Okay. Now we got two different sides of what we're about to hear. We got two clips. I'm gonna play one, gonna jump into that, and then I'm gonna come into his second clip. But he's speaking from a male's perspective to women about marriage. Okay. So here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
Men are hunters. What we enjoy is the chase of the hunt. Now, after we capture you, we're okay with that. We're okay with that. But after day one, you're not captured. We still hunting for you. If you break down after day one and you're not in a serious relationship right now, I want you to start thinking about the pattern. If you break down too quick on the guy, what is it? What does he have? What does he have? See, you may not like what I'm about to tell you, but men are aesthetic. We're just aesthetic creatures. I love it when my wife gets jazzed up. I love it. Now, if I come home 15 nights in a row, which I do come home very late, and she's already in her favorite little gray sweat outfit, and that's all I'm seeing for 15 days. You know, I say something to my wife. I said, baby, we need to get up in the morning, have breakfast together, go somewhere, do something. But I tell her that, and she ain't got no problem. Okay, what you want to do? Because every now and then, I want to see who I ask to marry me. I don't want to come out here and bust my ass, and I don't get to see this person no more. No, what the happened to who I married? What I'm out here working for? I'm busting my ass. She's the same person, but still, you can be cute for you. That's cool. But your man also needs you to be cute for him. But let me ask you something. You have something you require of your man, too. And you want it from him whether he feel like it or not now. If you want your man to be a certain way for you, he got to be that for you, don't he? If he don't, you're going to have a problem with him. Whatever it is, whether you want to see him dressed up every now and then, or you want to see him come home at a decent hour, or you want to see him be a better provider, whatever it is you want from him. You want him to treat your kids better, whatever it is you want, he got to do it now. If he don't, you're going to have a problem. I'm just throwing it out there so you can just understand the psyche of men. You do not have to like what I'm telling you about us. It don't change us, though. We are who we are. And if you understand that, you can get what you want. That's all I'm saying. Because I was talking to a buddy of mine who met a girl recently. I said, man, how'd it go, man? That girl was fly. He said, man, she took her makeup as soon as we got it home. She took her makeup off. I said, what happened? He said, me up. He said, dog, she got to wait till I got feelings for her first. You just can't come in here and do this to me. I mean, if you don't think that's how guys think, that's why I brought it up to you, because I just wanted to get some of y'all's opinion. It's very, very real, man.
Now, when I say that shit on the show, don't I get beat up? Bro, when I talk about how a woman looks over time when she's dealing with her man, when I be like, yo, don't be looking better going to the club than what your man sees at home. Have I said that before on the show, bro? Have I said that multiple times? And every time I said it, people have talked to me like I was the only motherfucking man thinking that fucking process.
Well, I ain't gonna say you was the only man, but I'm gonna tell you that still ain't my process, though. I was sitting here with his ass telling his ass bullshit my damn, just like, every man don't think like that, but there are men out there that do. He's hitting it on the spot. That's why I say, because what he said again to me, and a lot of this shit, man, does not have anything to do with a male or female, a gender. It has more to do with being a human being. That's respect. That's respect he talking about. If you want me to do something for you, respect me enough to give me the same in return. That's all that is.
I agree.
That's all it is. He just put it in the sense if he was talking about looks.
But
you know what I'm saying? But it goes further than looks.
But I'm just saying, if we just took one thing, because if we talk about the whole spectrum, the relationship is a lot of things that gotta be covered.
True.
But that one thing about a woman being so fly when you meet her, but then after that, it's like you don't see that shit no more. Only time you do see that shit is if she's going out to do something with other people or going to the club or hanging out. You know what I mean? Why is she not becoming something beautiful for the one that she's coming home to or the one that she's with?
And I understand what you said, and that's the same as I'm gonna say. There are women out there that understand it, just like there are the women that we see that don't, in the sense of what you're saying. But guess what? That now that you've experienced this several times, it's up to you now. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I've said before, and you've heard me say this plenty of times, and you've even said it. When it's the same. You got to do the same shit you got to get them to keep them that you had to do to get them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Period. And you can't expect me to come home, and then you want to be like, oh, you need to shave, you need to do this. A motherfucker, I come in the house and and you got hair under your arms, you ain't shaved yet, you ain't did this, you ain't did that. Don't ask me to do shit that you ain't willing to do for me. That's a respect thing as a human being.
I agree.
Period.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree.
Yeah. But you're right. You have said, I have heard you say it plenty of times. And that's why you also hear me say, sometimes people will miss the message because of the message.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the messenger, listen for the message.
Yeah.
The message will never change. The messenger might. Truth will never change. The truth, the person telling it to you, it might change from them.
And check this.
Yeah.
Let's flip this around on the other side, because it sounded like we jumping on women. I'm gonna say jump on my niggas too.
Yeah, because I'm one of them. I don't like the manscape and none of that shit.
Yeah, but guess what?
None of that.
But guess what? In the process of having that woman, unless she meets, see, this is the difference in what it's a difference if you meet a person and she already broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And you meet her like that and you like, let's go.
Because you just seen her at a Ross.
But then when you see her done up, and the first couple times you meet her, she done up. And then when you get with her, you don't see done up no more. That shit's out the door. Or guess what? I'm gonna flip the shit on the other side. Men, we go out on a date, we shaving, getting our baldies fresh. Then we get a woman and shit now, which just sit around in my drawers and let my shit go out. You see what I'm saying? Let my shit go out because I got you now. No. I should be, man, I'm trying to tell you, you should be able to look at your mate and not say a fucking word, but have the thought process of, goddamn, you are fucking everything. You are just, without saying it, that should be your emotion, that should be your thought process. But guess what? That thought process should come from the other person as well.
Should definitely be reciprocated. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, if we both meet on trash day and we both look fucked up, well, guess what? We both are spectacular when we dress up. We both looking at each other like, yo, that's it. Because if that's how we met. You feel what I'm saying? If I met you prime example, if I met you and we worked at a factory and you came to work dressed, regular, and I fell for you, or a man or a woman fell for you the way that you're dressed in your regular setting, then guess what? I'm not talking to you. But I'm talking to the people that decide to get very beautiful on some sexy shit. Your sexy draws. You know what I'm saying? When you get undressed, you got some sexy shit on.
That representative they showing you. They showing you that representative.
Here we go again. That's another one of my points. So then once you get used to seeing this representative come to you, and then over time, because guess what? It just don't happen overnight. Then over time, you just be like, wait a minute. I ain't seen my girl looking good. I ain't seen my guy looking, handsome in fucking months.
Fuck is going on?
Yeah, what? Damn. And then
And you know this.
I tell people this: you gotta remember, all I gotta do is pick up my phone to see something sexier than you, and not even intend to.
And I'm gonna tie it to just about what we talking to tonight. Has marriage lost its value? Point blank, simple tactic shit that people that you can do before you even open your mouth to say anything. I ain't saying my girl ain't dressed up and I ain't got one, but shit. But anyway, on what you saying, I ain't we together, we been woo. And I ain't saying her dressed up in months. Or I ain't saying him dressed up in months. This some shit I know a female would do. This some shit I know a woman would do, because this is where I got it from. This is what she would do. Before she makes it a big deal and says how bad this really bothered her, she'll come home from work. Say you get off 2 hours later than her. She'll come home from work. She'll put the clothes out she wants y'all to wear. She'll been the guy in the tub. She'd have been the guy. She halfway. She ain't even all the way dressed, bro. She in the sexy matching panties and bra in the mirror, sitting down, getting her hair done when you come in the door, and you looking like, what the fuck, man? What the excitement? You know what I'm saying? It's different shit you can do,
bro. I'm sitting up here looking at Kim talking about some looks fade. Yes, looks fade.
Yes,
guess what? I know some older folks that when they get together and they put their shit, you be like, God damn, that's a good looking asshole couple. Now they look faded over the years. They don't look like they look 20 years. Because if you go back and look at their photos 20, 30 years ago, they was fly to the motherfucker, but they look good together now.
I guarantee you that couple we just watched don't look like that every fucking day.
No.
I guarantee you that. But when they found out they was about to be on TV and get interviewed to this, that, baby, they was matching, bro. Come on, man. And I'm not saying that it can't happen. Because you heard what she said. They said toward the end, he was like, and then it started to come to the point where she was finishing my sentences.
He sure said it.
You know what I'm saying?
He sure said it.
So it's like it's a vibe, man. That's the only way I can put it. It's a vibe, and you can build that vibe. I think y'all could. I think people can. Everybody, man. That's why I hate when we say it's nothing can change. Yes, it can. All it do is take one person at a time to change it.
The mindset.
The mindset. That's all it is. That's like I said. I pick up a lot of the shit. The way I am, when women tell me, they be like, oh, you smooth, you charismatic, you this, you that, you blah, blah, blah. You know what my response is to them? Thank you.
That's all
I got it from y'all. Because I got it from y'all last. So thank you very much. I got it from y'all last. I learned this shit from y'all.
Yeah, because niggas don't learn how to be cool from hanging with their niggas, G.
Come on, man. If I listen to my niggas telling me how to go get a bra back in the day, nigga, I'd still be a virgin, my nigga.
You fucked up, G.
I'd still be a virgin. Niggas don't.
This goes back to what we talked about earlier, because when we have early development, men, we fucking don't talk about shit. We don't know nothing. The only thing that we do pick up on is our observations and our interactions with women when it comes to us dealing with each other, because we don't know how to fuck with each other when we first. Hey, how you doing?
How can a man truly tell a woman? How can a man know how to truly treat a woman when he's a man? Women are the one thing I know about a woman. The one thing that I know, I don't give a fuck, from the dustiest to the most elaborate. They are not going to lie to you about how they want to be treated. That's not what they're going to do. I know bros that'll tell you, I want you to spit on me and do this, that, and the third. That's what makes me happy when we having sex. And if you don't do it, you won't last long. You won't be around that long. They're going to go find somebody that's going to do what they want them to do.
Yeah.
That's the majority of women. Women aren't going to lie to you about what they want. That's going to make them feel good.
Men just don't say it.
We don't express it. Yeah, we just do it. Yep.
She ain't doing it like I want her to do it. Fuck it. I can't, fuck it. Phone conversation slow up. You know what I mean? Because listen, ladies, answer this question. Have you ever noticed a change in a man from when he first met you until you be like, he don't call me no more? It's something about the situation that man is looking at differently. Trust me. I'm gonna jump off. Here go the next clip, y'all. Here we go.
Things about marriage that no one tells you. You need to understand. Now, it's a beautiful thing. When you with the right one, oh my goodness, it's what you want. You get the wrong one, oh Lord, take me now. Yeah. So there are some things that nobody tells you about mothers. First of all, ladies, let me explain something to ladies. Your fiance's mother is going to become your mother-in-law. Are you following me? Yes. This man that you've pledged your life to, his mother is going to become your mother-in-law. Now, follow where I'm going? You invite her over for dinner. You bring the dinner out. She look at you and go, is that all you gonna feed my son for dinner? Fellas in here, I ain't gonna put you on the spot, I'm just gonna point at you, and I want you to answer my question. Fellas, I want you to tell me when I point at you something that you like doing alone. Just tell me something that you enjoy doing by yourself. Sir? Using the bathroom. You like using the bathroom alone. Alone. Little dude right there with the plaid shirt on. I just like to watch YouTube. You like watching YouTube? Yeah. Yeah. No, sir, with the vest on, tell me something you like doing by yourself. Read. You like to read by that's all. Now listen to me, fellas. Once you get married, oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. What is she shutting the bathroom door for? I'm trying to, hello, we were talking. You always got your face in YouTube. Need to pay attention to me too. What you reading? I said, what are you reading? You always sitting somewhere reading. What is you reading? Read. All you trying to do is read. Didn't marry you to watch you read. Let's do some Hey Steve.
He came down my lane on that one, boy.
Read me. That's what you should be doing. You should be reading me.
He came down my lane on that one, G, because I don't know how to even feel about that one. Because it's like, there are certain things that I just like to do. And like me, I'm a wrestling fanatic. I don't like all the shows. I watch all the shows. When I'm watching my shows, I want to watch my fucking show. When I'm doing this show, when I'm doing anything, with our show related, it's like I'm locked in on that. I get upset when we don't, I'm just getting to a new point where I'm just like, whoever the fuck we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a couple months ago, I'd have been like, man, fuck it, G. We ain't got enough people. Let's just go ahead and cancel. Am I lying, bro? But now I'm just like, fuck it. I got a new mindset. I'm trying to run with this shit. But I understand that. How do you get past that mindset of this is the way I am now? It's us. Come on, talk to me, big ball.
That person can help you get through that by showing you what you need that you can't get. But that I'm the person that's going to give you what you need. Not by telling you, by showing you that. And then when you realize what it took for you to get to that point to now that you done finally got somebody that's gonna do woo and here to make me happy. Some of those little things be where you could be like, okay, well shit, fuck that. Cause I'm gonna tell you like this. I done been single for 2.5 years now. I ain't had sex in 2.5 years. I have become accustomed to spending my 3 minutes alone. So she, she may have to get used to the fact that, hey, look, boo, this is my 3. It's only gonna take me 3 minutes. You know what it is. You know how to time it. Shit. So just give me 3 minutes. I'll be right back. Shit. You're not gonna do what you do in 3 minutes. Come back. Oh, okay, you nasty motherfucker. Yeah, that's what I need right now. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, that's why I say I think the thing with marriage, I think nowadays, bro, is again like people it's no work in it, man. I own my life, bro. But I finally, if and when I'm blessed and the ancestors and the people in the universe grant me with a wife, bless me with a wife. She better she better lace them up, buddy. She got to lace them up. She got to lace them up. I don't know if you seen, I'm going to tell you, Netflix, the Upshaws.
I watched the Upshaws.
Hilarious.
That
hilarious. That show reminds
Mike Epps show, right?
That's how I want to see my household. Swear to God. Bro. I want my wife to be just like Kim Fields.
Understanding.
Well,
because did you watch because they at the end of the season, G, that nigga ain't in the house yet. She put his ass in.
Yeah, but if you paying attention to her, the love, you can see the love in her face. You know what it is, and you know it was just a matter of this nigga is just like me. That's what the problem is. This dude is just like me. Asshole. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So we seriously be joking and doing dumb shit, but some shit don't be the time and the place to be joking. And you should say shit like that nigga, like real shit. He really didn't think it was nothing wrong with taking that money. He seriously didn't.
They don't have a clue what we talking about.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's the type of shit. If you want a real relationship type shit that we can relate to right now,
you got to get
that's it.
You got to get
that's it for me. The Upshaws is it for me.
I feel this way. When I was younger, I was much more able to adapt to situations. The older I've gotten, the more I've gotten happy with myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, when you're young, you sort of do things, and you really don't have a rhyme or a reason to what you're doing. You're trying to figure shit out. But there's something about figuring yourself out. And once you figure yourself out, oh my God, you become so dangerous to the world.
That's the second phase of it. You know what I'm saying? When we teenagers and whatnot, we don't really think about, you know what I'm saying? We don't have no responsibilities. We teenagers. We live with our parents. All they want us to do is go to school, get grades. So we ain't really got it. Once you get out in the world and you start getting out and experiencing life, and you realize how difficult it is, it'll change your whole perception on how you need to go, how you supposed to go now. You dig what I'm saying? So that's just, it's just what happens. It's just what happens between men and women. It's crazy though. You know, so I mean, but like I said, if that's the vision that I see that's the Upshaws is exactly what I see right now. How my relationships have went.
Okay.
It's that. Ooh, no, get out. You got to get out. You're gone for a couple months, maybe a couple weeks, and then they let you back in. Whatever.
Okay. So now we're about to go to somewhat of like clips to somewhat help, and then we're gonna start talking about matter of fact, we're gonna jump to some of these reasons why it's not working. Let's go to that.
have more black women, right, graduating from college, 2-to-1 to black men. You throw in incarceration rates, you throw in the unemployment rates, and you're saying there's just not enough black men.
Well, there are not enough black men for all of the college-educated black women in particular that have the type of husbands that they want to have.
The type that they want to have. Now, I put this out, and we had this conversation yesterday, and a lot of people were chiming in, and I decided to ask for questions from viewers. And one of the questions, simply put, is, do black women deserve better than what black men have to offer? That seems like a very heavy question there, but is that essentially what it is? Do we not measure up to the quality of black women right now?
That's really a great way to put it, and I will admit that I usually think about it from the other perspective. Yeah. Which is that is it fair to ask black women to sacrifice their own happiness on the altar, as it were, of black men's struggles? And
okay,
I think not.
What is that?
I think not.
Okay, what's that sacrifice necessarily when we're talking about, and I asked you this question yesterday, is it always marrying down if the person you're marrying doesn't make as much money or have the same level of education? Could be a good guy.
Yeah. He could be a good guy, and lots of relationships work across classes, that's true. But it's also the case that for everyone, not simply for the women, but for the men as well, having a spouse who is matched to you educationally in terms of your outlook, your aspirations, your experiences, that's a positive thing. So it's actually not a great thing for the wife or the husband if they're in a mismatched relationship.
All right, and we know a lot of conversations were started yesterday because of this topic, and I had one of these conversations at my house with Mrs. Holmes, and one of these things that keeps coming up is how do you, and the word I think my wife used was reprogram, if you will, black women, because you're suggesting they need to be open to dating outside of their race. But, you know, a lot of black women just like brothers. They like a black man.
Right.
So if you're just not attracted naturally, why have them give up on finding a black man?
Right, that's a great question. And the issue, the way I think of that is that women have been asked to carry a great load. Black women shoulder a lot of the burden, in short, of black men's struggles. And I am asking women to put the burden down. Many women think that they're attracted to black men. They are attracted to black men. But attraction itself is complicated. And one of the things that I discovered in the course of writing this book is that there's a whole host of fears and desires and anxieties that animate black women's attraction to black men.
Okay, and on that, though, I got another question from a viewer. Judy sent in and said, well, it sounds like you're saying, why should black women give up the good fight? You know, you're not telling them to take on a project of fixing a man necessarily, but why just give up on black men?
Right, that is another great question. I actually am asking black women to give up the good fight because the fight hasn't been successful. The fight has not been successful. This is what a friend of mine, Carolyn Edgar, calls a Negro Improvement Project, which is what a lot of black women undertake, and often the results are not so great. So the strategy has been counterproductive. It doesn't help African Americans for us to have black men and black women locked in bad relationships and raising children in households where the parents quarrel and ultimately divorce. Well, that's not a win for anyone.
It is law professor Ralph Richard Banks. The book is called Is Marriage for White People? I think it went on sale on the 2nd this week, and it has started a conversation that I'm sure will continue. We have more black women, right?
Before you go off, I think we got somebody online. 317-372. Is there somebody online with us?
Kim said that's her.
Yeah, it's Kim.
Come on, talk to me.
It's clean, baby.
What did you think? What did you feel about that last clip?
That
say it for me, please.
With him saying for a black woman to basically give up on a black man, because it's not productive. I don't necessarily agree with that. And then also, you know, telling us to venture outside our race. And some of us are not comfortable with doing that. And that's our preference. I'm not saying that, you know, people shouldn't, but you and I had a heated debate about this before. And I was adamant that I could not date a white man. Now, maybe Latino or whatever, I may be able to date them, but I don't think that I would be able to marry outside of my race. And to tell someone to give up on a person, me being a black woman and I see the struggles that men go through on a daily basis, it's hard for me to turn my back and say he's not worthy of this. Now, yes, I am educated. Are all black men going to be educated? No, because they may not have had the opportunity that I was afforded. But that doesn't mean he still isn't educated enough that we can work together and build an empire. That doesn't mean that. Just because I have a piece of paper doesn't make me a rocket scientist. If you understand what I'm saying, it doesn't make me smart. I've seen people who have PhDs and dumb as hell. So I don't equate, because you went to school, you're smarter than the next person. I don't do that because I've seen some people who come from the gutter and are brilliant.
Smarter than the average bear.
But yeah, and people tend to just because you went through a certain process in life feel like you're better than the next person. No, that's not how that works. You have to be able to get with a person and work together. Now, you've seen relationships fall apart all the time because people just aren't, they're not compatible with each other.
The word I want to use is evenly yoked. Evenly yoked.
Well, yeah, they just don't match. They just don't mix. And you know this early on in the relationship. You know that early on. It could be one sign, something happens, and you're like, oh, this ain't the person for me, but people still try. I like the way they look. I like, one thing about them they might still like, but everything else just don't match. And this happens all the time. And that's why we go through so many different relationships. But like I said, to give up on somebody, I can't do that. Now, I might have to go through several different people to get to what I need or what I want. But to flat out just say I'm giving up, no.
Big note. What do you think about that?
His wife probably white. First and foremost, first thing, she probably Caucasian, or if she is black, she probably just as silly as his ass because to sit there and listen to a man say some shit like that, like what the fuck? I mean, man, I'm so different now in the way my thought process. Like I'm trying to get out of the thought process of making shit into a black and white thing, or sex, or male female thing, but. He don't look like he ever knew what a struggle was anyway. He looked like one of them patriotic cats that want to run his household. That, and he found out real quick that he wasn't gonna be able to do that shit with his sister. So he went his ass to a white girl that's gone. All I gotta do is earn more money than you. And as long as I earn more money than you, you gonna shut the fuck up and listen to what I say and do what I say. You know what I'm saying? That again to me also is a reason why marriages are the way they are, because people marrying for the fucking wrong reason. People are married. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not marrying nobody because I need your income to go along with mine. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna take care of me regardless. I got to pay my own. I got to have a place to stay, so I gotta pay rent. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta do all this shit that I'm gonna have to do with you or without you. So therefore, I don't have time to even relate to none of that extra shit he talking about. We play so much. Probably put it to you like this: motherfuckers say marriage ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Money ain't nothing but a piece of paper, but motherfuckers break their neck to get it, to keep it. Motherfuckers will break their neck to keep some money that you can't take with you. That can't console you. It can't do shit when you down and out. And you got $1 million in the bank, but you laying on that bed with COVID. What that $1 million gonna do for you? But that person, that significant other, they can be there for you. They can be right there with you till you gone. That's something that you can take with you forever. Memories can't go. I just, it's just different for me now. I just don't. That's why I don't think I ever get married. As bad as I want to, I don't think I ever will. Because people don't marry for. I need somebody to fulfill me. Not why if I want breakfast, if I want bacon, eggs, toast, and orange juice for breakfast, and I got bacon, toast. Why would I go get another motherfucker that got bacon and toast? I don't need your bacon and toast. I got some. I need a motherfucker with some eggs and some orange juice.
See,
fulfill me.
See,
Fill me up.
He is the reason I created this show, and I did not want people with the same thought process because I didn't want to push an agenda. I just wanted to open up conversation about things like this. I think dude is completely fucked up.
Completely, bro. And it's not too many times when you agree that a motherfucker's fucked up. He fucked up, bro.
He is, cause listen, this is honestly because when I watched it and I tried to be objective about watching the clip, I was like, I was sort of leaning towards his view until he started to go another route.
Yeah,
even the stuff that he was saying, I didn't disagree with until he got to the black shit, and I'm like, yo,
give up on it,
black man. Like, how the fuck can you say that we need to kill our own extinction? Because if
he had the silver toe, he was born with the silver spoon in his mouth, bro. He ain't never had that struggle. His daddy might even be married. His mama might be white.
Listen.
He on bullshit.
Listen. This is what I feel about that silver spoon thing. There are a lot of black people that are born financially secure that do not think like that. There are.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's motherfuckers that ain't financially secure. They probably think like he.
No, but I'm just saying, we just got through watching clips of Jay-Z, fucking, Beyonce, fucking, very.
I get what you're saying.
Obama. We just got through watching very influential people. He was a person that is somewhat in the same spectrum because he's on the news. He's spitting a political view.
Let me tell you why I say I feel it was different.
Hold on. His thought process to me was so damaged because he just excluded everyone of color.
I would love to see what his parents are. I guarantee you, one of his parents is white.
No, I'm not disagreeing, but I'm saying there are.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is why I feel like he's saying some of the shit he's saying. That's what I mean. It's a different level of spoon.
Yeah, but
the way I'm talking, you're talking black and black. I'm talking.
There are mixed children because that's what he is. If that's what the conversation is, he's a mixed child. Okay. There are many other mixed children that don't listen to that same fucking thing, and you know what I'm saying? Because
I agree with that, but I'm also saying it's people that don't. It's also people that don't have silver spoons in their mouth and wasn't born that way that may agree with him. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
so go both ways. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't want to look at the silver spoon being what it was with him, because that is a twisted mentality. The same way
it could seriously be though.
Listen, the same way that we come from the block, right? And we may have done good or bad things in the streets, but there are certain things that we look at other motherfuckers that have done, and we're like, oh man, that crossed the line, bro.
True. So that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
He may have had that silver spoon in his mouth to where he ain't never really experienced a white, bro. You have to understand it. You can't tell me you don't realize that. The white silver spoon is way different than the black silver spoon.
Yeah, all day.
You, I guarantee you. Oh, let's take Obama. Since you brought Obama, Jay, Beyonce, all them motherfuckers was broke. Their parents and shit was broke at one time.
Yeah,
but next to they. So what I'm saying is, even with Jay now, him and Beyonce, Blue Ivy has a silver spoon in her mouth at this point right now.
True.
You feel what I'm saying? But I bet you she still wouldn't think like him.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is you can say that on both sides because it's probably people that didn't be that agree with that dumbass mentality.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that, I agree with you. Now we on the same page because
that's a
I'm saying there's people on both sides of the spectrum that got this shit completely fucked up. Like, how do you basically make the statement of, because if you really follow his statement, and what really lost me with his statement, it was like, fuck the black race, date outside the race. So if you do that, the black race will eventually die off.
Would you gather he was older than us?
What you say?
Would you gather he was probably a few years older than us?
Yeah, he was a few years older.
Okay, so
now, yeah, he's probably about 55. 55.
Okay. So we can say it's a chance. This is what I'm saying. This is what I mean by sometimes I hate getting into shit like this because you don't know the whole story, and really all we're doing is speculating.
Right.
But since we are speculating, let's throw this in there. His dad is white, his mom is black. Or whatever reason, whatever. But his dad is low-key racist and a bitch. And we've seen how some of these motherfuckers can raise their kids to hate niggas and hate do this and do that. And you know what I'm saying? And not she done thought marrying a white man was the good key to get all he got your ass, and now he done flipped on you. It's so much different shit that can happen. He done sucked up.
This is the craziest part. This is the craziest part.
Shit like that to me, bro, ain't a mentality. That's some talk behavior. That's a learned behavior.
No. Listen what I'm about to say. Now listen what I'm saying. This is why I don't want to take the road of his parents and what he was raised as, because we do not fucking know. The same. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. The same way I just talked about. Like, remember how a couple weeks ago we talked about the sniper in DC, and all those were regular black people. When that shit first happened, they said, yo, what did every black person say? That's some white motherfucker doing that. When they, you know what I'm saying? Like, when that shit came out that it was a black person that did it, and if you watch the show, then you understand. This is the crazy part. You have to understand the mind of the wrong to even have a conversation with him.
So
you know
goes
what I'm
back to what I said previous to that, and I said that's why I don't like having these conversations, because we don't have everything. All we're doing is speculating.
Yeah, and
so
that's
we're
why
on the verge of speculating. I can fathom it any way I want to. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that.
It's just
but
like,
what I'm trying not to do is create another narrative that we do not know. I just want to go off. Hold on. I just want to go off of what we actually seeing, because actually what we seeing is what we need to be talking about. Having a conversation about parents that we don't know if his mom is black, if his daddy's white, you know what I mean? Or what if it was the other way around? Or what if we found out that, what if we just found, well, because this is the crazy part. What if we just found out both his parents was black and this was his fucking thought process? There are, you know what I mean?
We don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that avenue. I just want to deal with the fucking what he said. That's crazy to me.
Just bullshit.
Yeah,
you know, flat out. But again, that's the situation we put ourselves in when we journalists as we do, and we can't. It's hard for me to believe that nigga you was just born like that. This is the way you just grew up. That's a learned. I mean, when you really get down to it, everything we know is a learned behavior, because none of us are really doing anything of our own mind. Everything we learn, everything we pretty much know has been taught to us by somebody else, or we picked it up from somewhere else. So it's easy to say that, but it's just like, man, I can't believe that. It's just so outrageous that as a real black man, you could feel that way.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, like it's got to be something else to it. To me, it's just like, and that's what triggers it for me. Like, I have never ran into a black man that could just, like me and you, and just feel that way, that a motherfucker should give up on us.
Yeah. But then again, Then again, this is the craziest part. We don't know that motherfucking story. You know? So, so we're gonna get off of him, and we're gonna get ready to go to the next one. I'm trying to see, do I want to keep it stirred up, because we sort of stirred up right now. Here we go.
Statistics show couples that are married tend to be healthier, and there are lifelong benefits for kids who grow up in a two-parent household as well. But in the Black community, marriage is on the decline. And this Sunday, more than 300 communities, including Cleveland, will be celebrating Black Marriage Day. Channel 3's Jeriel Snipes is here now with more on the benefits of getting hitched.
Yes, especially if it's a happy marriage. Everyone's
that's
happier.
A plus.
Yes. Well, there is one stat that shows that more than 70% of Black children are being born into single-family homes today, and their chances of not graduating high school or committing a crime are even higher. That is why Black couples across the country and right here will be celebrating their marriages. To show those who are young and single, marriage works not only for that couple, but for their community as well.
And through those bumps in the roads and those challenges, I've learned that, we are one.
Sharonda and Gregory Hunter have been married for 12 years. They'll be the first to admit they've had to work at their marriage. But one thing that has helped is having other couples to talk to and attending Black Marriage Day. This is home video of the first one here in Cleveland. Here, couples celebrate their marriage and also learn the necessary skills to have a healthy relationship.
We teach communication skills, how to win-win and problem solving, finance, parenting, all the different relationship issues that go into a marriage.
Krishna Nadini Dasi and her husband, Tariq Zayad, have been married for 20 years. It's both their second marriage, and combined, they have 19 children. And for the last 16 years, they've been helping couples, especially Black ones, relate to one another and stay married. And add, the Black community is in crisis. In the last 50 years, marriages among African Americans have been on the decline. In 1963, it was 70%, and just last year, down to 42%.
Marriage and family is the foundation of all communities, all cultures. And when they are weak, the community is weak.
At the Black Marriage Day celebration, many couples will renew their commitment to each other. And remember,
it takes a village to support a marriage. So make sure that you have support in your church, in your community, in your family.
So the Black Marriage Day celebration is this Sunday, March 27th at Mount Sinai Baptist Church in Cleveland. It will begin at 3:30 in the afternoon and is free. While they are celebrating Black marriages, it is open to all couples. The couple also says the top 3 things to a happy marriage are having goals, spiritual foundation, and forgiveness. And they were definitely saying, Mark, that forgiveness is definitely key too.
Miss Kimiko, are you still on the line with us?
Yes, hon, I'm here.
Okay. What did you feel about that clip?
I'm sorry.
Put them titties up. Put them titties up.
I'm sorry. The unity, the marriage, it is important. And I don't know exactly what they are teaching these couples or whatever, but I found, or I can see where people go into marriage taking it lightly. It is a commitment. And if you look at people individually, not even as a married couple or, just individually as people, they tend not to be committed to things. And when you get into a marriage, it's not something that, okay, I married you today, but tomorrow I want to bail. It's work. Just like just a regular relationship, it's work. And if you're not willing to put in the work and do what's necessary to be successful at it, then you're going to have problems. Like, we've had conversations on the show about people cheating and all this other stuff. And if you're in a marriage and, if you're taking these vows that you and that other person seriously, and most of the time you hear a lot of people, oh, I don't believe in the Bible, I don't believe in this. So whatever they decided to say their vows. Well, even in any relationship, it's that for better or for worse. And can you sustain it? Can you withstand what you're going to face in a relationship? And in a marriage, I'm a product of a mother and a father. And I watched my mother stay with my father to the day he died. But for them to get there, 39 years of marriage, it was not easy. I was there for 32 of those years. And it wasn't easy watching the things that they went through as a married couple. Now, I'm a child watching this, growing up. And so that formed my view or my perception of what marriage really is. And you know, as I was coming up, I'm like, I don't think I want to be married because there's a lot of stuff that I got to deal with. And, you know, and this is younger years. As I've gotten older, okay, I can stand by somebody through all of this. And then to be able to stand there and watch them die, take their last breath. See, people don't look at marriage as to what it really is. We're thinking the fairy tale, you know, I get the white dress and the horse-drawn carriage and all of this. Yeah, that's one day. That's that special day that says, okay, we have solidified our unity. Now, here comes the test. And each year a person is married is a test to them. And I got friends who've married, and I see them, you know, doing stuff, and I'm like, why the hell did y'all get married? Y'all gonna keep doing what, you know, playing like y'all single? Why? And then you have married, you know, marriage is it's no joke. It's no joke. And I applaud the married couple who's been together 20 years with the 19 kids and reaching out to the younger people, trying to show them, you know, it's work, and to celebrate what they have been able to keep together. So I mean, yeah, marriage is something else. I'm just gonna say that.
All right, Big Note. Talk to me, big man.
I absolutely love it. I thought that was the best. That's see, I looked at it, I'm looking at it as the whole spectrum of what they're doing. You got couples in there, married couples in there, and it was one, I ain't gonna lie. The brother in the the brother that had the little black leather jacket on with the little mini fro, I think he got busted and he was there because she told his ass that we gonna get some counseling. I'm leaving your ass, and he ain't got no choice but to be there. It's just the way he was looking. But I love that whole thing. I really did, because again, it's and then you got two people on their second marriage, 19 children. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely some work involved in that motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was definitely some work involved to keep that marriage going. You know what I'm saying? So, and for them to see what is happening, because and go back to part of the reason they was doing it, the statistics. You know what I'm saying? Again, I love this. I love what they were doing. What I didn't, what I hate was, again, the media playing it. That's why I like what we do, because we can show the positive part of this shit, and we can keep they bullshit out of it. Because that's what I hate about the news, man. I don't watch the news because the news is nothing but fucking negativity. 17 murders in the city overnight, and and oh, you're gonna go get vaccinated. If you don't, it's just depressing. So for us to be able to change that narrative and show something like that, hey, we out here in our community. If you really need help, here it is. Come on. And it ain't just you. We open the door, and it's free.
And it's free.
That should let you know the sincerity in it. It's free.
Well,
I've always said, I've said this. I went to Jackson State. I was going to pledge Kappa. Don't ask me why. I just was. Went to a Kappa party.
Yeah, Noop nigga. It's gonna be a Noop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went to a Kappa party. And just changed my whole perception of shit. Not that I can't. When I call you a brother, initially, if that's what y'all want to do, that's cool. That's what you want to do. But when I call you my brother, you my brother. I'm not gonna make you do shit I wouldn't do. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I'm not trying to do none of that. And at that time, being young at that time, that was real impressionable to be like, nah, nigga, that ain't.
Oh,
I
hazing.
ain't cut. Yeah, I ain't cut like that. When you put your hand on me, I'm gonna put my hands on your back. I'm not drinking no bullshit. I don't care if you tell me that's what it is, I'm gonna believe you. So I ain't drinking it if it ain't. I don't give a fuck. That's just how I was. So from that, I started dipping and dabbling in other little things, trying to get knowledge of other little things. So what I'm saying is, but it always was at a cost. Like, I say this about masonry. Don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people, I got family members in it, all this shit. Yeah, good shit. Ain't okay. But if you are for the betterment of your people, why does it cost for them to get better? I don't understand that. What they're doing is free. They're trying to get couples together, keep ourselves together, do this, do that, keep our communities together, work back into loving each other and doing this, and they doing it for free. And you can't tell me they don't need the money, goddamn it, 19 kids? Shit.
Man.
And they doing it for free. That's a beautiful thing. I think it's absolutely beautiful.
One thing that I do believe in is recommitment.
Mm-hmm.
Because we change as people over time.
Yes. I like that idea too.
I'm not the same person that I was at 20 years old. At all. I'm not the same person that I was at 30 years old. At all. If you
I'm
looked
not
at
the same person I was yesterday.
You feel what I'm saying? So at some point, if I'm in a relationship, I got to be able to look at that person that I'm dealing with and say, yo, I've changed. You've changed. Because if I admit I've changed, I've got to admit there's some things maybe about you have changed. Maybe not, but majority of the time, you've changed as well. I've got to say, yo, baby, I'm in love with the person that you are today. The person that I met was a little bit different. But I still love the person that you are today. That is the difference in what I see in relationships now and in the relationships of what I saw in the old days. Because old day relationships, you heard about the shit that your grandmama and your granddaddy went through as you got older. You heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Now you hear about some shit and that's it. That's it.
And that's what I was saying
And
earlier. Like we got a lot of generational curses.
Most people don't realize. Most people don't realize when you with a person, you need to fall in love with them every day. And falling in love with a person every day means you're going to fall in love with a different person because it's going to be something that you're going to learn about that person. You can be married to them for 90 years and still be learning about them. And you have to be able to deal with those changes. So you meet a person in your 20s, oh, it's just excitement. When they get a little older in their 40s, they'll change because they're not going to do the same thing. Can you deal with all that? Can you deal with that change? You're going to change. So that, to me, falling in love with a person every day is, and some people like, I'm living in a fairy tale, but for me, it's my fairy tale. That's what they want to say. But that's just how you continue to grow with that person. Once you stop growing with them, then that's why I see a lot of the problems come in. Because now something exciting might come up and you might say, hey, I'm going that way. And it's not what you want. Steve Harvey said it in his clip. If you marry the wrong person. And the last couple, they were on their second marriage. Well, they figured out the first one wasn't right. But second one, they got right. And then extended the gift to other people. Now, most of those people they may have been dealing with may have been on their first marriage, so they're trying to help them get it right. Like I said, it's work. Every day is work.
Big note, come on.
I mean, just it's what it is, man. That's why it says till death do you part. Are you willing to go that far? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to do? Because people, like I said, man, you have to understand. There is so many variables that can happen in a marriage that can change your whole concept or your understanding, your faith, your love, or whatever. All that is has got to be strong. You have to be strong. I'm telling you, me having a stroke showed me that. My kids, my oldest two kids, they mother, she's married. And her husband, we cool in the motherfucker. He was a police officer, sheriff down there. This man went in to have a surgery. During the surgery, he had a stroke and he is now completely paralyzed. You feel what I'm saying? Are you prepared to? And now she had to quit her job to care for her husband, clean philosophy bags, do this, do that, do that. Are you prepared if that happens for you to do that? That changed my outlook on a whole lot of shit about what I pay attention to in people and what's important to me and people in a relationship that may not. I'm telling you, somebody said it the other day. They said it was a post. My boy Remy, he said, I don't understand why people think they need to leave this city to make it. Talking about Indianapolis. I said, the problem is, when do you consider making it? See, that's the problem. Everybody considers making it to be sitting up here and I'm woo 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 this. I got all this money and I'll be on. No, for some people, that's not what it is at all. For some people, that's not what it is at all. And some of those people are the most happiest people I know, that are happy and content with knowing, why would I be worth? I'm making 6 figures a year. This is hypothetically because it ain't me. I'm a single man, no kids, 45 years old, 40, 35, 40, whatever years old, no kids. I'm worth 6 figures, 7 figures, I mean. Why the fuck do I need a 30-bedroom mansion? You feel what I'm saying? But those are the expectations of goals that we have set, that when we see that people say, when you get there, you've made it. Shit, I done made it. I'm good. I'm comfortable. I'm cool. Anybody that's serious, y'all can see I move when I want to move. I travel when I want to travel. I smoke how I want to smoke. I've made it as far as I'm concerned. From where I was and what I done been through, I done made it. You know why I done made it? Because I'm at peace with myself now. I'm good with me. Some stuff I need to work on, but I'm good with me right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part. See, when we get in these relationships and we worry so much about fixing the next person before we even worry about fixing our motherfucking self. Because a lot of the shit we see in our mates and our other people that we hate so much is because we the same motherfucker. We know, and we know it. Don't nobody know you better than you.
Man, that go back to that statement I always say. You got to date a different motherfucker with a different face. Stop dating the same motherfucker
with a different face. Yeah.
Yeah. Here go our next clip, y'all. I hope y'all enjoying tonight's show.
A shocking new claim about the falling marriage rate is raising a lot of questions right now. A new study says the reason fewer people are getting married is because there's a shortage of, quote, economically attractive men. The study from Cornell University says women aren't getting married because prospective husbands can't provide enough financial security. You're smirking.
Al was kind of rolling his eyes.
What's happening right now? Tell us. I want to start with Jeff. What's happening?
Well, first of all, wait, what? There's not enough. Did I hear the first part? There's not enough attractive men?
No. Economic attractiveness. Like, okay, let's just revert back to the 1950s, right? A lot of women were oppressed with the notion, and some, of course, still want to choose that, but a lot of women felt like their only option would have been high school, kids, marriage, and that was about it.
Right.
But that's not necessarily the case anymore. So you're seeing women, if they do partner up, they want to make sure that they have like an equal economic, attractive financial comparison.
And this is a study from the women's point of view?
Why?
I don't know. I think I'd like to hear the men's point of view, right?
Well, what is the men's point of view?
I think it's human beings' point of view, because at this point, everybody's going to be coming into this relationship with some kind of debt attached to them.
Yes.
And it's more difficult. Like we talked about in the meeting, it used to be like a single family, like dad goes out and works, there's a mortgage, we get this paid off, he retires at 55. Now at 55, you're starting your second career. And at this point, your husband or wife,
in order to buy a home, you need a dual income today.
Right. But
that never was the case before.
Putting marriage on top of it, too, 50% of marriages don't work out in the first place. So not only are you paying for the kids that you had, you're paying your wife alimony. You have to support yourself in a new relationship. That's very expensive to do that. Right. You're raising you have 2 lives if you get divorced.
Well, Erica, does this make sense to you? Like, if you were to start fresh right now, would you make sure that person was financially comparable to you?
Well, no, because when I got remarried, I was bankrupt, so I was the cautionary tale. But let me tell you, none of this, like these things, like really apply to my friend circle, because they're not the ones. I think it's actually the other way around. Women have become more financially attractive, and there are a lot of men who appreciate that financial attraction. I just think that we've gotten to a place where women are becoming the lead in their households and in the society, and therefore, of course, the pendulum has swung the other way.
Yeah, women are ballers. Shot callers. Okay. I don't
I feel some type of way about that one. I'm gonna go with Big Note first. Come on, Big Note.
My shit probably about to be very unpopular with the brothers, but the women probably gonna love it. But I'm gonna tell you this: we'd have been on this planet, we'd have been in the United States in this motherfucking U.S. of A for a very, very, very long time. Populated human beings. I liked when he said human beings, but I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna say this. So in this system that we have been in since the inception of the United States, it's always been ran by a man. Man has always had the power. And we've been fucked up with the man doing this shit. Just real shit. I'm just keeping it 100 all the way across. White man, black man, whoever it is, whatever they did to white man, if you want to just blame it on them, blame it on them. But at the end of the day, it was a male. Got it this way, and it's been, if the women could do it, we just got through saying doing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result is gonna be his insanity. We've been out here insane forever. Because we don't want to give him a chance. Hey, if she gonna get in, if Lazy Joe don't make it, Sleepy Joe or whatever they call him, let's see what hey man, I don't know, man, I'm just different. I just see a lot of shit different now, man. It's like when you sit down and really just start paying attention to all the shit that's really going on, and you just look.
See,
it's like the fuck.
I'm gonna tell you what my issue is with that. If you are a successful woman and you are seeking a successful male, then that logic makes sense. If you are a bum bitch, ain't doing shit, got kids, but you looking for a baller or you looking for a nigga to, come in and sweep in and make your life better, yeah. I ain't fucking with you like that. You feel what I'm saying?
And there it is.
And see, like,
but see the flip side. What fucks us up is
hold on. To me, it's about, again, we didn't play with this word a couple times tonight, being evenly yoked. It's a difference between what you want to go get sexually and be, sexually attracted to, and there's a difference about what you want to do with your life. You feel what I'm saying? You've got to find both in one. The sexual thing ain't so hard to find in this day and time. But a person that's willing to get up off their ass and progress in life, male or female, has changed in the perception of the Black community. We don't, men are not out here, and it's by design. I'm going to say this. Men are not out here getting that bag the way we could, because we've been so programmed not to get the bag. We've been so programmed to be street niggas. We've been so programmed to be a nigga on the block, a nigga that, just trying to get the next moment, that we're not thinking about the next year. We're not thinking about our life. We're thinking about how we're going to kick it today. But when you get to that point where you know what you want for your life, your perception changes. Even you talk about that all the time. No, your perception changes. So if your perception changes and what you want out of life, the person that you are with, it should not matter if they balling or not. Because just like the one chick said, well, shit, when I first got in my relationship, I didn't have nothing. Because guess what? We all go through shit. Well, sometimes we're not doing as good as we would like to be, or doing, we're not doing as good as we used to do, or we waiting for that next check. We waiting for that next opportunity. So that don't mean we bad. We just fell upon a hard time. So if I meet somebody it shouldn't depend on what I got. If my perception is to grow, if my perception is to make things positive in my life. Now, if my perception is just to come into that shit and just to, fuck around and be a nothing ass nigga, then that conversation changes. I think that's a different conversation when you have somebody that has the aspirations and they out there seeking to be a better person than a person that's not doing shit in their life and saying, well, I want to hear from Kim. Come on, talk to me, Kim.
That bullshit didn't resonate with me because they were taking it when we said there's no attractive men out there, and then they turned it to financial. And what I mean by that is, if you go into a relationship solely because of a person's pockets, you're going in for the wrong reason.
Facts.
Now, and I always, and this is what I tell my son. He's 21. And, he talks about females and how they want him to pay for this and buy that. Okay, it's okay for you to provide for a female. But if she's coming to the table with an empty hand, then that's not what you want. Most people should come. Now, you might not be like you was just saying, financially where you want to be. And that's fine. But when you get with somebody, they need to be able to motivate you, support you, and I'm not talking about financially, support you to your next level. If you have a dream or she has a dream, however the case may be, support each other to get to that next level. And it doesn't necessarily mean to be financially, but if it is, if you financially able to help the person get to the next level, okay, fine. Then when she gets where she needs to be, or however the case may be, she needs to be able to give back to you. Because it could be a day, my man say, hey, baby, he just in general talking. I ain't got no money, but I got money. So I'm going to pull up on you and drop you some money out here, baby, and keep it moving and not expecting anything in return. See, people go into relationships with the wrong idea in the first place. I'm going to get with him because he got that bread, and I'm going to do the, you're going at it the wrong way. It's longevity that should be, where you going to be at in 5 years? Still chasing the bag? And the person that you were dealing with might have hit a hard time and don't have the bag. So that's why I said relationships and even marriage is hard work. Are you committed to the relationship, or are you committed to that person's pocket?
It's true development.
Money runs out. That material shit that people looking for, that runs out. You can lose it all in one swipe. You seen these people's houses burning up and shit blowing up, and they got to start over. Can they weather that storm? That didn't resonate with me, And then they talking about attractive. Your money don't make you attractive to me. I didn't deal with plenty of people with money. That didn't make them attractive to me because some of them was complete assholes. Take your little money away from me. I don't deal with that because that's stress that I don't want to deal with.
These motherfuckers don't even faze me, no. They don't even.
Bruh, that made me feel some type of way.
Yeah, they don't even faze me no more because it's like this with me. What I'm learning, what I'm actually learning is, at the end of the day, that's a decision it comes down to of what goes on in your life. You. So if that's the way they feel, keep your energy and keep that shit on. Point them heifers out to me so I don't waste no time. Thank you. Put a bullseye on their back so I don't even waste my time. Because, see, again, like I said, what people do, what I feel like we've done for so long, and it was inherited because, like we said, probably watched our grandparents, our parents, some of us, why we've seen rocky relationships, and we've seen the women in those relationships stick it out because for their love for that man. I know I have. You know what I'm saying? And so that in turn embeds in our head. That's another one of those learned behaviors that we get, that you must work it. Man, now I'm gonna look, man, listen, this is what it is. We're gonna live peacefully as much as we can. We can communicate because at the end of the day, it's my decision. And because I know it's my decision, for me to want to put in that much of an effort to be with you, you've got to mean something to me. That's why I say people laugh at my mentality and the way I think. But the way I think and the way my mentality is what's best for me. because I don't want to waste time dealing with this, that, and the third, and what blase skippy. I'm trying to be peaceful. This shit, and if you're not learning yourself and becoming and learning your truth and who you are, and I'm not doing it either, there's not going to be any peace there. Because what we're going to do is look to make excuses as to why I'm not happy in this relationship, and it's your fault I'm not happy in this relationship. Nah, motherfucker. Hey, we all play a part in what goes on in a relationship. I no longer can focus on friendships. I can't focus on what you did to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't focus on that no more because at the end of the day, regardless of what you believe in, if you believe in the higher power, however you believe in it, at the end of the day, karma, retribution, revenge, none of that is based on what the person did to me. It's what I do. If my salvation come down to it, he's not gonna say, "Oh, okay, Carl, let's see, you did this. No, you did this, and this. Okay, we're gonna give you a push on this and this because so and so did this to you." No, that ain't how that shit gonna work. That list is gonna be everything you've done. So what you need to do is get yourself in the mind frame to shorten that checklist of shit, of bad shit you have to do to other people, because that's what you're gonna be judged on. So I don't, hey, and that's basically just how you feel. If that's what you want to do, go ahead, take your ass way over there. So I get the like-minded people that think like me, that we ain't worried about money and people, we worried about sustenance and things that really matter. You know what I'm saying? Survival. But if they can do what they want to, like everybody claim they doing, and they get rid of the money, like people claim they trying to do with this Bitcoins, what are you gonna do if you don't have survival tactics? And if you don't have a motherfucker right there with you to do that, people ain't looking at it like that, man. That money, all that shit is about. That thing gonna be nothing when it's down to the fact you laying in that bed by yourself and ain't nobody there to look over you or hold your hand or say they love you and they woo trying to wheel you back. Ain't none of that more important than that to me. Or if a motherfucker asked me about some money over if we gave you $20 billion or gave you your granny back, what would you do? Give me my granny back. I can make 20. If I want to, I can make that on my own. It's gonna be hard work, but I can make that. I can't make another granny. Those are things that are important to me. People matter to me. Money don't matter to me. People matter to me. People feelings matter to me. I love people. That's what I want to do. I want people to love each other. That's the only way we're going to get over this shit. If we don't do that, man, we're going to be stuck.
I get that. I get that.
Because the steady propaganda bullshit being put out on us like we just so bad. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like talking about this shit. These motherfuckers you notice they ain't put no white people in none of these motherfucking, in none of this shit. Yeah, the one dude finally said,
this is what I feel about in response to what you're saying. I agree with you, but the only thing that I somewhat lean in a different direction about is until we get to a day where we're not living off of money. Money does matter. Money matters. No, that's what I'm saying. Money does matter with the basic things in life. I'm not talking about, supplying somebody with diamonds and furs and, all the great things in life, but providing a house, providing something to eat, to be able to, get to work. Those are things that in this day and time, that has to be on the agenda personally before it can become something that I can look at as a collective and make work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know how to go with it, but money to me.
I mean, we saying the same thing, bro. I'm just saying it's based on you. You know what I'm saying? It's based on us individually. We saying the same thing, basically. I'm just saying it's based on us individually to reach that point to where we know that the person that we're going after is on that level with us.
I got you.
Some of us don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Some of us don't do that. Some of us will instantly jump into a relationship trying to figure out what we can change about that whole situation or that person. Instead of trying to figure out what we can change about ourselves and help change that process. Because ain't none of us perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Well, check this out. We got 2 more clips to get through. I'm trying to end the show at 9 o'clock. I'm trying to do good. I tried to start at 7 o'clock. And I want to end at 9. So here we go.
You cannot be in a marriage if you don't love yourself and take care of yourself.
Be happy within yourself and by yourself before you can be happy with someone else.
You have to already be happy because nobody can give you that. Get premarital counseling because you need to talk about money, you need to talk about religion, you need to talk about how you're going to raise kids.
You don't have to be exactly the same, but you have to have a common ground.
If you have a problem and you have an issue, work it out.
You're gonna have to learn how to fight fairly
without having to feel that one person is right or one person is wrong.
It's okay to tell someone they disappointed you.
Most important thing is respect. So choose your words wisely because you can never take them back. And once you hurt someone,
I think you have to be friends first.
Try to be each other's best friend.
Be sensitive to each other.
Trust each other.
Lean to each other for support.
Just let them be who they are.
They may not be perfect and they don't have to be perfect, but you have to accept that they are imperfect and actually love them for their imperfections.
It's the small things that in aggregate comprise a really healthy and fun relationship.
To always give compliments.
Tell your partner you love them every day.
Close the door when you take a dump.
Be spontaneous.
Give gifts when they're not expected.
Don't stop having sex.
If you're keeping track of how often you're having sex, you're not having sex enough.
You have to have time together to be able to always just continually reconnect. Don't get married unless you really want to. I'm not sure I really wanted to get married, so the whole divorce thing was like, oh God. It's not fun.
Did you hear the old lady? She kicked it off. She said,
Sex.
Don't
Sex.
stop having sex.
I can see somebody banging that old cooter out.
That motherfucker, nigga, you saw her scalp. She tried to comb over the scalp. He said,
Granny getting it, bro. Granny getting it. Granny still getting it. She got her a youngster somewhere.
True.
Tapping that back out. But you know what? Before we get to that, I want to, what TT said, I like what she said, but I just want to bring a scenario on that real quick. Because this is what I be.
Well, read it.
Yeah, her comment, she said, I will love you, but I'm not supporting someone who is not like-minded. How can a man lead if he can't pay the bills? I have always made more money than my partner, but you would rather buy a 1K phone but no debt. Okay, so this is what I wanted to ask. So you dating a man. You're highly successful, you doing your thing. You got nice house, car, you in the house. But here I am, a man, I work hard, I go to work every day.
Hold on, I can feel this going somewhere. TT, you see the phone number on the bottom of the screen. I want you to call in and respond to him.
Yeah, because this is her to her and really everybody. Because men and women. Because my question is simply this: y'all meet on different levels, but y'all vibe. Y'all vibing. But your rent is $1,500 a month in your house plus your bills. My rent over here that I'm doing on my own because I'm doing it and I'm living good and I'm cool.
It might be 11.
Might not even be that, bro. It might be 6. But I'm good. I got me a car, I got a job, I live good, ain't got nobody bothering. Ooh, we kick it off, we do this, we do that. We really feeling each other. And then lo and behold, here it come, we feeling each other and we say, you say, well, babe, why don't you just go and move in with me? So now you want me to move in with you, but you want me to now split your bills in half to move in with you. Guess what that just did? That made me have to look at my situation and say, I was only paying 6. Her rent is damn near. I got to come up with $3 more $600, but no, just the rent.
No, because technically, if you're looking at it this way, if you went from 6 to 15, if you split it, you'd go from 600 to 750.
Okay, but listen to what I'm saying. Even if that, I still got to pay. I got
to account to that.
Okay, 150. I still got to pay bills. I still got to split your bill. I still got to do this. That is an increase in what I was used to. Am I wrong for not wanting to move in with you?
That's crazy that you said that because I look.
Am I wrong for that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. No, this is why it's crazy. Why you think that way? because I spend like $1,200 a month, right? So I think of if somebody came in, it would help me and it should help them. I've never, this is the, and I'm not saying that this is wrong. This is the first time I've actually looked at the situation and said, what if it was an increase for me? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So that's interesting. TT, please call in. I want to hear your response to what he said. But
Because now it's taken from your leisurely the shit that you can do on your behalf that allow rush to be rushed. Now when you go up in there and you gotta pick up on something that you gotta add to some, now that you brush can't buy his 12-pack every week. He might have to buy one, he might have to buy one every month. Now I'm not gonna be okay with that. We're gonna have to have a right.
And Rush drink good. Rush don't drink cheap shit. So
and
I
then
go. I feel
and then think of the flip side on this. Not only that, now I'm struggling to make up this extra $150 or whatever $300 a month that I would have been comfortable with in my situation. But when I'm giving it to you, you're saving money.
That's interesting.
You're no longer spending $1,500 by yourself no more. You're no longer spending $300 on your rent bills no more.
I want
So
to see
you're
that.
on the come up.
TT, no. Oh, you called a number. I'm sitting here looking at the numbers right now. I don't see another number coming through. Try to call through one more time. I see. Yeah, it's just me and Kim in the call log. I'm gonna give it one more chance. I'm gonna keep it wide open. Go ahead, finish. What's saying? What you're saying? though.
Yeah, I was just putting that perspective out there because that could be that is because what I'm hearing is that's what the situation is coming to. The way they putting it is like niggas just ain't doing shit, and I don't believe that's 100% true. Niggas just ain't making the money that women are able to make now. And again, I can argue that case that it's a lot of systematic shit behind that. It's a lot of fellas out here that are good brothers that can't get to that upper echelon, so we got to go through it the hard way, like building our own. You know what I'm saying? So it's a touchy slope. Like I could probably afford my 6, but now you want me to add another 150 to that? Yeah, ask if I was the host.
Oh goddamn! I hate she can't come through because I completely forgot what the fucking last clip was all about. This nigga brought me to it.
I see. I'm gonna say this. I must be the last of a dying breed.
Okay.
Because if I'm gonna put it like this. No, we in this situation. I'm in $1,100 and you in $650 or whatever you in, and I want you to move with me. My hustle mind is this: if I'm in the house paying that much, I'm gonna say to you, no. And they said it in the things talk about the finance. I'm gonna say to you this: hey, why don't we get our own together and rent this one out? Now that becomes income for both of us instead of me making you struggle.
Now, see, Kim, what you talking about is the type of things that I like to hear in a woman's head.
Because
that's
now I
thinking
want
about
you to
us.
feel comfortable in something that you can call your own versus you moving into mine. Because, see, most women, when a man move in with them, they get that power struggle. This is my house. First thing she holler.
Get out.
I don't throw your ass out. So we moving in together. This is our house.
Well, it's still gonna be that power struggle once you get in
I
there.
like the way you think.
But see, this crazy
No,
part. It's still
it's not. Because
no.
at
Listen.
that point,
Listen.
at
What I'm
that
saying.
point,
No,
like
listen.
I said,
Hold on 1 second.
You got to look at it.
No, listen what I'm saying.
When we move in together, the man is the man of the house.
Listen what I'm trying to tell you. There will be a power struggle depending on the two people that move into a house. Just because you move into a house, the mentality of the two people that move into the house have to be on the same accord. You can move. Oh, there she is. Come on, talk to me, young lady.
Well, I mean, that's on them. That's
Hold on.
We
We got our caller. We got our caller in. Come on. I want to hear from her. Come on, talk to me. Come on, TT.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I missed part of that, but my thing is, and this is probably why I'm still single, but I am not going to take care of a grown man. And what I mean by that is, I am happy making $70,000 a year. I worked hard for that. I worked hard to be in a position where I am. I worked hard to be in a position where I'm over people, and I'm still not satisfied. I still am still going to school. I'm still trying to, be something else in a different position. So if I meet someone and they are not like-minded and all they want to do is play video games
Like-minded.
or sit on the corner or hang out with their friends and drink every single night and still not able to pay their bills, I'm sorry, we don't have anything in common. I don't feel like I should down myself or lower my expectations for someone who doesn't want the same things I do. Like, I would love, I say for kids I don't even have yet.
You know what you just made me think about? Hold
And
on.
I know that's crazy.
No. It's
But
not.
I just want someone that wants the same thing.
That's not crazy.
But I can't take care of no broke men.
You know what that
And that's totally understandable. That's not what my situation was. I was asking though, but that's totally understandable.
What that song, what she just made me think about was about being evenly yoked. And y'all about to laugh at this. But when you think about, I'm a musician, so I just the first thing that came to my head was Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown. And they did a song called We've Got Something in Common. They were both crackheads. They were both dopies. They were both in entertainment. They had shit in common. That even though they shit ended crazy, it made sense because they were like-minded. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like just because you have a bad relationship does not mean that you were not linked up with somebody that you were like-minded with. Your mind could be in a fucked up position. Like, no, this is what I'm trying to express to the entire crowd is the thought processes that we have right now are not the thought process that we had all along. We had to come to a certain point to get to this understanding of life. Does that, you understand what I'm saying? It was something that made us wake up and say, that ain't right. This fucked up. That's some bullshit. That's good. I love that. And now I know, because guess what? Now I know me. If I'm a nigga on the street and I can't pay my bills, and I'm a nigga that, like the way she just described a man being on the block and just being a dirty ass nigga and can't, he more chasing a high in a lifestyle than he is chasing a bag. That's not a nigga that, that deserves a woman that's in her position. Now, if she decides to lower her standards and fuck with that nigga, then she gets what she deserves. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not arguing that because I'm not about to fuck with no bitch that just want to lay around and make babies and be on food stamp shit. So that's totally understandable. My scenario again was, what if you say you're comfortable with making $70,000, $70,000 a year. What if you meet somebody that makes $41,000 a year? He works, he has his own house, he's and then y'all decide y'all hit it off. You really can't tell, because to be honest, nowadays the way it is, if a person really don't tell you what their worth is, niggas can make it. You can make it look real good. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know.
So under that guise, you thinking, okay, well, he go to work every day. I know this. He got his own apartment, and it's in a nice neighborhood. He do this, he do that, and then y'all go to move in, and he was only paying, like I said, his bills accumulated by himself. His bills where he was at was only, let's say, $1,000 a month. Your rent is damn near that in itself. So now y'all want to commingle, but when you want him to move in with you, your bills took him to $1,500 a month. Now when he goes there, so now he's struggling.
Now going up to that, he gonna go up to at least, if he goes to the
I'm just giving a rough draft. I mean, he just increased.
But if we're gonna talk this talk, if you're gonna go from
increase is gonna hurt him, period.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna go from that level that you just described to her level, oh, $1,500 ain't it. We ain't talking about food, lights, you know.
Exactly. It's gonna hurt him now, because now he's what it's gonna do for you is it's gonna benefit you, because your bills have been cut in half. Yours have been cut in half. His has been increased. So how do you handle that situation? Because now, what does he do? What does he do? Because he was cool where he was at.
TT, you got the floor.
So, to answer your question, have I dated someone who's made less than me? Was I married to someone once for 10 long ass years that made less than me? Absolutely. I never made him feel like he was less because he came in, he knew how to run things, he protected me, and I thought that was great. So I have no problem with someone who makes less as long as they have the same things in common when it comes to chasing that bag. Now, along the way, yes, I did push him, and I, got him involved with people so he could make more money. But I feel like when you are in a relationship with someone or a marriage, I think you are supposed to bring out the best in each other. I think if you are at the top, you want your partner to be there with you. And so that is the way I've always looked at it. And I know I don't think that's selfish. When I got him where he needed to be, even though the sex was not great, I stayed in that marriage for 10 years, 10 horrible years, but I still wanted the best for him because we were a team. I never looked at us like we were individuals because I made the most. Now, granted, he didn't have to surprise me on vacation because I was the one making the surprises. He didn't have to worry about anniversaries because I was the one buying a car every year to surprise him. But he was the one that was doing the small things. And to me, that mattered. Yeah. And so I didn't need someone to, that's why I said and the only reason I left that marriage is because the sex was trash. But I stayed to the point where counseling was not enough. It wasn't the fact that he didn't start where I was at. I got him where needed to be. He was grateful. He's still at that job, but we just wasn't equal when it came to sex. Well, I don't think finding someone less. I don't look at them like they need to benefit my lifestyle. The thing is, yes, there's things that I like. There's certain things that I gotta have my nails done, my toes done, my hair done out like at least once a week, once a week. And but yeah, I'm not gonna no, but that stuff I take care of. I don't feel like it's a man's place to take care of everything for me because at the end of the day, where was I before I met you? I feel like if I can hold it down myself, let me give you a couple dollars. Let me take you on a date. Let me do something nice for you because I feel like the man already has enough to do as it is when they're running a household. So I just felt like he didn't have to do those things for me. Yes, right now, just to lease a 3-bedroom condo and 3 baths. Do I need 3 bedrooms, 3 baths? I probably need 4, but it's what I want. It's what I can afford, and I live comfortable. But I don't expect, to live if I ever was to get married in something, less than 2,000 square feet. I would feel like this is a joke because I know what I can afford. So I would need that person to be secure in what they are and secure. Because a lot of men that I've met along the way, they felt some type of way that I made more. And I didn't look at it that way. They did. They felt like, I was the man in the relationship because I could pick up the tab or go on vacations or buy something. I don't window shop, honey. That's not what I do. However, don't feel some type of way because I'm making more. That should never be an argument with someone that you're in love with, right? I look at it as our both incomes are together. but I have never met someone other than my husband or ex-husband. I'm sorry. He looked at us as one. So we made decisions as one. Even though I made the most, we still made it together. Now, along the way, he just stopped carrying his wallet and said, "Oh, she got it." Now, that part, I felt some kind of way because I felt like, well, you're still the
Yeah, you
man.
might have had to tell.
So
You might have had to tell
somewhere
me too. Like, nigga, where your wallet at? Shit, oh baby, my bad. Okay, I'll start carrying it again. Like, 'cause that's some shit I probably would have did. Like, she picking up the tab all the time. Fuck it. Bang, I done picked up the tab the last 3 or 4. See, that's what you saying, TT. I swear I love every word that you said because that's, for me, that's the difficult part of getting to read a woman right now. I don't know about you, Russ, but that's the most difficult part for me. Like, because for me, I'm a giver. So whether I'm making more to you or whether I'm not making more to you, I'm gonna make sure we all right. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? But some women, not all, some women have this mentality that when they are making more money than you know what I'm saying? Like,
That they better.
yeah, like I don't really, I don't need, like, no, nigga, you don't, I'm not gonna help you get there. You need to get here. I got here on my own. You get up here with me and woo, woo, woo. And if you can't do it or if you ain't doing it in that manner in which I want you to do it, then we can't be together. The way you answered it was just what I'm, the same way Kim did. Like, that's what I listen to people with. Everybody's going to be different. How do you handle that difference is what I want to know. Because those are the things for me. If we was playing, what's that, the dating game where y'all was behind the what's the name, I'd be confused right now. It's just real shit. Because for me, just like you said, T, I'm a man. I know how to make money. Legally, illegally, whatever. However you want to do it, I know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? If my girl make more money, if
though.
Yeah.
That's just it. I don't see what the problem is. If, let's say, you want to go somewhere and you understand that you can't get there with your means, why is it a big deal for a woman to pay for it? If you're in love with y'all in a marriage, y'all in a serious relationship, it shouldn't matter,
it's
right?
not with me. Hell no. So it wouldn't be with me. You can believe that. I done done it so much.
Yeah.
As a man, as a real gentleman that has done that so much, and in courting a woman, yeah, I said courting, but as in courting a woman, pursuing a woman, chasing a woman, whatever you want to call it, I've done all of that. So therefore, for me, it's like it would be a blessing for somebody to call me and say, "Hey, come on, Pat, put on your woo-woo-woo. Like we going out, it's on me." I would love that. A lot of the females that I come around, you don't get that, and that's why I don't be around them no more. It's like y'all just
because guess what? They would. That's the way. I hate to say this, and because it sounds so crude, but that's the way that they were designed. You know, a person that has a generous heart just has a generous heart. Period. Male, female, whatever.
That's
you
me.
know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in positions where I wasn't in the position that I'm at now.
Exactly.
And I've had women that have treated me wonderfully. You know, the man that I am now, if you met me and the type of shit that I like and the shit that I can open you up to has been shown to me by a woman.
You hear me?
You feel what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
I will fuck your head up. I will fuck the average woman's head up because they're
not a real woman and they don't understand real women shit.
No, I don't want to say they're not a real woman. I don't want to give.
That's what I say because I'm putting your own game back on you. I'm putting your own game back on you. You can't even recognize it.
I don't want to disrespect anybody because different strokes for different folks.
Okay, that's cool for you, but like I said, for me,
bro, let me get my point off. You own it tonight.
Because I'm saying you speaking for you, I'm speaking for me. For real women.
All right, then let me speak for me then, nigga. Goddamn. For me, where a person is in their personal life means everything to me. I don't want to be a person that is doing all the time. I don't want to be the person that's receiving all the time. I want to be a person, me personally, I want to be in a relationship where it's an even scale. Now, the even scale may not come down to the financial responsibilities of what I make and what that other person makes, but as long as we moving in the same direction, I'm good, that's where the conversation makes a slight twist for me, because some people, and I'm not saying anybody on the show or anybody listening, but I'm just saying some people have the perception of, if this person doesn't have it now, that they won't have it later. What happens when the person that you looked at that had the ambition and had the drive to make something, and you didn't fuck with them then, and you come across them 2 years, 3 years later, and they blowing your fucking pockets out? Like, you can't even fuck with what they doing. Do you then say, I made a mistake? Or do you say, well, I still rock with the same thought process that I had originally? Talk to me. Let me hear from Kim right quick.
You see, that's that thing where I said you going in it the wrong way. Because if I see you when you down, and I can see what you are capable of, but you just need that support, that push, that motivation. And like Miss TT said, she motivated her man to get to the next level. That's what I was talking about. You know, instead of letting them just dwell in that nothingness, push them into something. And the same goes for, I mean, of course, that's just like when we're dealing with our kids. We can see that our kids can be the greatest of all things. But if we don't support them and push them and motivate them, they can be nothing. And then they become a product of somebody trying to date this person. So if I see you at your lowest, and I can rock with you at your lowest, then I can stand next to you at your highest. Most people don't understand that. And like I said, when you're going into this relationship, oh, this person got it hard, and you over here with empty pockets and expecting a handout, that's not going to work. Because now, like she said, taking care of a grown man, I'm not going to do that either. But I got to see that you're trying. If you're trying and you just can't figure it out, and maybe I'm the key to your success. Maybe I'm the one that can show you how to get there. You just need that person in your corner. You need that support system.
Facts.
I
want to go with our guest, our special columnist TT. We're getting ready to round up the show. I want to hear from TT, then I want to hear from my man Big Note, and then we're gonna get up out of here tonight. TT, are you still with us?
Oh yeah, what did you want?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Your final comments for the night.
Oh, well, I mean, I would hate to say that I agree with what that clip just said, but I do. Do I think it has to do with attractive men? No. But I do believe that, you know, everybody has a person out there, but you have to be like-minded, I think, for it to work. And marriage is work. That is one thing I left with. And so I think it's important, if you are married or engaged, I say work at it. It's not something that you can just drop the ball on. And it's constantly wanting that person and letting that person know that they're needed. And I think, you know, men need a woman to, you know, to nurture them. I think a lot of times men are neglected in relationships and marriages. I think they need to be hugged and taken care of. They don't always have to have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and it goes both ways. Whether it's a woman, it's important, especially for Black relationships to work. We already have enough stress as it is when we walk outside our front door. So it's important just to love each other.
Big Note, talk to me.
For me, that's a real woman response right there. That's what I mean. Because a lot of these bros we got out here now don't give a damn about a nigga. They the ones just like that dude, give up on the nigga. That's what I mean. This is where I get mine from. Women are natural nurturers. I'm a breadwinner. I always have been. I have no problem with taking care of a household or doing none of that. But what I do have a problem with is knowing that being a two-time felon and the things that I have to go through to get where I need to get, and get hard and get weary on a nigga at times, and he just want to break up and just want to go back to, back to the streets. But because I moved home with my mother, I don't do it. She keeps me grounded now. That's what I need. I don't need your money. I can care less. And if you make more money than me, cool ride for you. Guess what? You get this trip, I get the next one. It don't matter to me. We in this together. If you making 70 and I'm making 60, I look at it as we making 100. We got 130,000 coming in this household. What we gonna do? What you want to do? What I'm gonna do? I got a business. You got one. Well, that's another thing we gonna have a problem with, because I don't want my wife working for nobody if it ain't for herself. If it's not for us, I don't want you having to answer to nobody else. I don't like that. I want us to be able to, when we get ready to go, and I say, baby, let's go to, we're going to St. Thomas next weekend. I don't want to hear, let me see if I can get the time. No, I ain't trying to hear that. That's why I know I work so hard at what I do to put myself in a position to make sure that whatever I want to be able to do, I can do that. And that for me is comfortability. That's my comfort zone. That I can be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it with, who I want to do it with. And if I could get somebody that understands that, it could just, hey, okay, I see you doing this, you doing that, and give my alone time when I want to watch wrestling rush, or when I want to just be doing this, we gonna be all right. Because that's all I really need. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? It's hard enough for us out here. That's why I get so frustrated when I hear people talk that shit about, oh, just a band. And we done been abandoned a long time ago. It's time for us to band together. That's what made me so hot about dude. And I really didn't care. That's why I went so hard on him. I ain't gonna lie. I was mad. The nigga pissed me off. He really did. He don't even deserve to be called a nigga. He ain't even no nigga. I don't know what he was, but he don't even deserve to be called a nigga. That's all I'm gonna say about him. But let's just get back to loving each other, man. That's what TT just said. Let's just get back to loving each other. I don't know what's so hard and what's so wrong about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Communication is key. Compromise is key. And let's love each other. That's all I can say.
All I can say for tonight is I appreciate my guests. I appreciate all the opinions that we had and we shared tonight. Just when it comes down to you, just give a little bit of self-evaluation. That's all I'm asking. You know, I can't tell you what to do with your own life. I can't tell you how to map your shit out, but I can ask of you to just think about what the fuck you doing. Think about the people that you allow around you, the people that you put in your circle, and go from there. We appreciate y'all tonight. This has been Real Talk. What's love got to do with it? We appreciate the fucking phone line didn't open back up today. I don't know what the fuck happened, but I think it was you, Big Note. You started some shit. That's why we got our call. Kim ass supposed to have been on camera tonight. That's another conversation. How to look?
She must ain't got them lips popping tonight. Leave
it alone.
Yeah.
She ain't got that lip gloss popping tonight.
She ain't got the right outfit, you know, so she on some bullshit.
Something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right.
Yeah. We're gonna love it anyway. We're gonna love it anyway. We're gonna love it anyway. You know.
Or work co-workers to let somebody beat the mess out of somebody or something.
Well, listen.
She got them special employees.
Yeah. That's another conversation. Hey, y'all, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to tonight's show. Please tune in on Tuesday. That's me and my man Big Note. We will be on this motherfucker talking shit. And then on Thursdays, we have Talking Dirty After Dark. All our show times are at 7 p.m. Just rock with us. We up at this motherfucker. I ain't got no time to talk to y'all no more. I'm back.